Welcome to Grand River Village Hall Memorial Day Service 2018. Posting of colors.
Present arms! Order, out! Hurry, red!
On behalf of the Village of Grand River, thank you all for attending. At this time, I'd like to turn it over to past state president of the American Legion of the state of Ohio, Rex Buggs.
Good afternoon. Today we're kind of honored. We have a young veteran that's going to speak in our behalf for Veterans Day. His name is Nathan Haley. He's been married to his wife for 10 years, 11 years, 3 children, Ashlyn, Emmy, and Ethan. Caitlin moved from Fairport back to from Bloomfield, Ohio, Indiana, which now she's the mother of her 3 kids, of course. Nathan's been in Fairport for over 10 years. He joined the National Guard in December 20th, 2003 as a junior high school through a split option training program. Graduated from AIT September 2004, had multiple state deployments in 2005 due to national weather emergencies, deployed in 2008 as a convoy security person, located multiple IEDs in northern Iraq, saving both U.S. soldiers and Iraq citizens, which has allowed safe travel throughout northern Iraq. Turned medic halfway through his job, needed to help people. That was his thing. Joined the Fairport Harbor Congregational Church in 2015 as a full member. He helps cook monthly free dinners the last Tuesday of every month. Nathan is also a member of the Valid 792, 40, and 8. And he also helps first graders in Lake County schools to show how the flag is worked. Also, he's serving second vice and commander of Lake County Council of American Legion, and he's presently the commander of our post, which is, I believe, the greatest post in the world, 336 Brakeman King. Our guest speaker, Nathan Haley.
Hello, everyone. Hey, bud. And thank you for having me here today on this loving Memorial Day. Oftentimes, the battle doesn't end overseas. It comes home. A new battle, unforeseen and lurking in the shadows. Depression, anxiety, and PTSD are all long roads to recovery. Most of the time, it can feel like a terrible addiction. It's always there waiting to grab you back in its cold embrace. Thankfully, by the grace of God, every one of us made it home alive. Some with bodily injury, but alive. But in the 10 years that I've been back, my unit has lost 2 brothers to suicide, and that's too many. The fight is long, never over, and never won. Every day since 2001, 22 American soldiers commit suicide every day, and families don't know where to go or what to do. Now let me tell you my story. The problem that my generation coming home is facing makes it sound like we need to grow up a little bit, but it's more than that. We either joined in high school or right out of high school, with September 11th still fresh in our minds. We always had our parents take care of us. Then we get shipped somewhere in the United States to begin our training. We needed to be broken and remolded to suit the military's needs. It's the way it is, the way it has to be. We're fighting a war, and war is ugly. You get free housing, free meals, and a new parent telling you where to go and what to do. Then you get out of the service, and everything the military didn't train you for didn't prepare you for the civilian world. In most cases, we're around other men all day, swinging testosterone everywhere, and you come home in civilian life, and it's a culture shock all over again. You've never really grown up. Now, personally, I was trained to kill, and you can't bring that back with you to the civilian world. We all lack job experience as needed. Of course, college is free for getting out, but you aren't mentally stable enough to be out in public in large crowds and a massive new noise. You see, brotherhood is strong. When I came home in late 2008, it was a shock all over again. I trained nearly for a whole year prior to my deployment, followed that by another year of active duty overseas. Well, civilian life is hard to come home to. At first, everything was fine. When I came home, but slowly, over the course of a year, I became angry, hateful, and depressed. Why? I had a wife who loved me, we were about to buy our first house, and we had a son on the way. I worked a full-time job, made decent money, enough to support a new house payment and everything that came with it. Well, I was able to trace it back to a specific event when I came home. Sometime in the winter of 2009, while I was driving to work, someone in front of me was smoking. They threw out their lit cigarette, and it hit my windshield. Sparks went flying. Now, I don't know if you know much about explosions, but it happened all over again. Intense jolting, rocking, ear ringing, and the general numbness that overcomes your body. I was in full throw of a flashback in Iraq, experiencing it all over again. It took me an hour to snap out of it. Oh, thank you, sir. It took me an hour to snap out of it. Pulled over on the side of their highway, an hour late to work. Boss asking where I've been. It's hard to explain because, well, how do you tell somebody you've had a flashback? So my direct boss didn't care when I tried to explain, and he said I was lying. Then it was a downward spiral from there. The migraines set in, followed by depression, and it spreads fast. It affects every aspect of your life. My wife became more and more distant. We had our son. The happiest moment of my life was quickly overshadowed by my depression. I spent nearly 4 years in this state of mind. Now I say I or me, but that's not fair. It also affected my wife, my son, my parents, and my in-laws. But eventually I came out of it, hearing the words you never thought you'd hear, "You're a bad father." It broke me. Then I started going to the VA Health Mental Clinic weekly, started taking those meds, which that didn't help, but the therapy did. And slowly I started to turn things around, and by this point we had our daughter, and it was still a long road to recovery. My family was always there for me, and equally, the veterans were there for me as well, saying, our experiences are the same, our pain is the same, and our healing is the same. We're here for you. Words can heal, even if they're painful. My family was there for me, stuck with me, and a veteran community was there to lift me up again, which set me on the right path. Now, war is ugly, unforgiving, and unrelenting, and it comes home with us. But help is here. Family members, veterans, and our community. Our brotherhood is strong, tested in time. And thank you all, and everyone have a great Memorial Day.
Can we give another? Sorry, turn it. Give another applause for this young veteran, please. Caitlin, I forgot to mention your name. I apologize. One question I have for you: how do you put up with him?
Well, he's a pretty great guy, so he makes it easy.
I was waiting for something else, but that'd be all right.
Sorry.
At this time.